Okay, so let's jump into another deep dive.
That's good.
All right, so today we're going to be looking at,
Oh.
well, it's a pretty heavy topic.
Yeah.
It's a fatal crash that involved one of the new Xiaomi SU7 electric cars.
Yep.
This happened in China on March 29th.
Right.
And, it's kind of a big deal because it brings up a lot of questions
Huge.
about, sort of like the safety of intelligent driving tech.
Yeah, for sure.
These systems that are supposed to assist drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to dig into this incident,
Right.
really understand what happened.
Yep.
And, kind of explore the questions that it raises about the technology itself.
For sure.
And, look at the various ways that people have reacted to this tragedy.
Yeah, there's been a lot of different opinions on it.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of different perspectives.
And to do that, we've gathered a bunch of different sources.
Okay, cool.
So we've got news reports from the New York Times Chinese website.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We've got stuff from Wanwei Reader, which is another big Chinese media outlet.
Gotcha.
And then there's also these really powerful Weibo posts.
Oh, wow.
From both Xiaomi themselves and from a family member of one of the victims. So,
right.
We're going to try to get a really balanced perspective here.
For sure. Got to hear from all sides.
Yeah. And, there's even a little snippet of audio that sort of captures some of the initial reactions.
Oh, wow. From right after it happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
But our mission here is to go beyond just the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get to the heart of what actually happened, the core facts of this accident.
Yep.
And explore the implications for this whole assisted driving tech.
Yeah, and the future of it, really.
Exactly. And,
It's a big deal.
And we're going to try to stick to what our sources are telling us.
Right.
We want to be clear and objective.
Of course, got to stay unbiased.
Yeah. And avoid getting bogged down in any politically charged arguments.
Yeah, I mean there's going to be a lot of those.
Yeah, there's always...
It's such a sensitive topic.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're just focusing on the facts and the evidence.
Right.
Right, sounds good.
Okay, so I guess let's start with the basics.
Yeah, let's set the scene.
So what we have here is a brand new Xiaomi SU7.
Yep, the latest and greatest.
Yeah, right.
It's supposed to have all the bells and whistles.
And it was traveling on a highway in Anhui province.
Okay, in China.
Right, in China.
Gotcha.
And tragically, it collided with a road divider.
Oh, wow.
Which resulted in a fire.
A fire. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and the deaths of 3 young university students.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's just awful.
3 young people just starting their lives.
Yeah, it's just a devastating reminder that these technologies, they have the potential to be amazing.
Yeah.
But they also come with risks.
Yeah, and consequences, that we have to take seriously. Okay, so we need to find out what happened.
Right, what actually went wrong.
Yeah, how did this happen?
And as soon as this accident happened, a ton of questions started popping up.
Right, right away.
Yeah.
People wanted answers.
People wanted to know, is this intelligent driving tech actually safe?
Yeah. Is it ready for prime time?
Is it really ready to be on the road?
Exactly.
And then there were questions about the car itself,
About the SU7 specifically.
Yeah.
Right.
Were there any safety issues with the vehicle?
Right. Was there something wrong with the car itself?
Yeah.
That contributed to the accident?
Were the doors locked during the fire?
Oh, my gosh.
That's
terrifying.
Potentially preventing the students from escaping.
Mm-hmm.
And what caused the fire in the first place?
Right. Yeah.
And then, of course, people wanted to know how Xiaomi was responding.
Yeah. What's their take on this?
Yeah, exactly. What's their explanation? And what are they doing to address this situation?
Right. Are they taking responsibility?
Yeah, and are they doing anything to prevent this from happening again?
Yeah, because that's the key thing, right? We don't want to see this happen again.
Absolutely.
To anyone.
Yeah. So there are a lot of questions.
Yeah, a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, a lot to unpack.
Yeah, a lot to unpack.
Okay. So, I guess...
So let's start with what we know.
Yeah, let's lay out the facts.
All right, so Xiaomi has actually put out a statement about the incident.
Good. So they're being transparent, at least.
Right. They're being transparent so far.
So what are they saying?
So according to their statement, the SU7 was operating using its NOA system.
Okay. NOA.
Which stands for Navigate on Autopilot.
Yeah, it's their advanced driver assistance system, right?
Exactly. It's their intelligent assisted driving feature.
Right.
And they said that the vehicle was traveling at a constant speed of 116 kilometers per hour.
Okay, so highway speed, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Typical highway speed.
All right. And now this is where things get a little bit tricky.
Okay.
So it seems that there was road work ahead.
Road work.
Yeah, there was road work going on.
Okay.
And this caused their lane to be closed.
Oh, so they had to merge.
Right. They had to merge into the opposing lane.
Oh, wow. That's a tough situation.
It's a tricky situation for any driver.
Yeah, for sure.
But especially for an assisted driving system.
Yeah, because those systems rely on like clear lane markings.
Right.
And, predictable traffic flow.
And when you have construction...
Right, it throws everything off.
It throws things off, yeah.
Okay, so what did Xiaomi say happened when the car encountered this road work?
Well, they said that the system detected an obstacle.
Okay, an obstacle. So probably like...
Which was probably related to the lane closure.
Yeah, the cones or the barriers or something.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So it detected this obstacle, and it issued a warning.
Okay, a warning to the driver.
Right.
What did the warning say?
The warning said,
What?
please pay attention. There is an obstacle ahead.
Okay, so pretty standard warning.
Yeah, a pretty standard warning.
Like you might get from any kind of driver assistance system.
Right, and this happened at 22.44.24, according to their beta logs.
Okay, so they have like the exact timestamp?
They have the exact timestamp, yeah.
Wow. All right, so the system gave a warning.
Gave a warning.
What happened next?
Okay, so this is where it gets really crazy.
Okay.
So just 1 second later.
1 second.
Yeah, 1 second later, at 22.44.25, the driver took manual control of the vehicle.
Oh, wow. So they only had 1 second to react.
Yeah, 1 second.
It's not a lot of time.
It's not a lot of time at all.
Especially at highway speed.
Especially at highway speed.
Oh, my gosh.
And their data logs show that the driver steered left by 22.0625 degrees.
Okay, so they tried to swerve.
They tried to swerve.
To avoid the obstacle.
Right, and applied 31% brake pressure.
Okay, so they were braking too.
Braking, but maybe not.
But not fully.
Not fully, like maybe not enough.
Yeah, maybe they panicked.
Who knows, right?
It's hard to say.
But just imagine, like
Yeah.
you're cruising along on the highway,
Yeah.
you hear this warning obstacle ahead, and you only have 1 second to like process that.
Yeah, and then react.
And react.
And make a decision.
At like 116 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Okay, so what happened after the driver took control?
Well, sadly, the collision with the concrete barrier happened just 1 to 3 seconds later,
Oh, wow.
between 22.44.26 and 22.4.28.
So basically just a couple of seconds after the warning.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, my God.
And Xiaomi estimates that the car was still traveling at approximately 97 kilometers per hour.
Wow, still going pretty fast.
Still going really fast
Yeah.
at the point of impact.
So they didn't have much time to slow down.
No, not much time at all.
Oh, this is just such a tragic situation.
It is.
So we're looking at a timeline from warning to crash
Right.
of just 2 to 4 seconds.
3 to 4 seconds, yeah.
It's not a lot of time to react,
It's not a lot of time at all.
especially in a high-stress situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've heard Xiaomi's side of the story
Right,
based on their data logs.
based on their data.
But it's important to remember that there are other perspectives here.
Right, we need to hear from the people who are most affected by this tragedy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the family of the victim.
Exactly. We can't forget about them.
So, one of the mothers of the victims,
Okay.
her name is Miss Wang.
Ms. Wang.
She shared her story on Weibo.
Oh, wow. So she went public.
She went public, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a really heartbreaking post.
I can only imagine.
She talks about how the accident happened at around 10:45 p.m. on March 29th.
Okay, so late at night.
Yeah, pretty late.
Right.
And her daughter was traveling with 2 friends.
Okay, a group of friends.
Yeah.
Going somewhere.
And they were on their way to take a civil service exam in Anhui province.
Oh, wow. So they were going to take an exam.
Yeah.
A big, important exam.
A big, important exam.
Oh, gosh. That's just so sad.
It's just heartbreaking to think about.
Yeah, their whole future was ahead of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And she mentioned something about receiving a notification about the crash.
A notification.
Yeah, like on her phone.
Oh, wow.
Because their phones were linked to the car system.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know cars could do that.
Yeah, it's a feature that some cars have now.
That's crazy.
It can be helpful in some situations.
I guess so.
But in this case, it meant that the family
Got the news right away.
got the news immediately.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and it included details about the crash.
Oh, wow.
Like the exact time and location.
Oh, that's just awful.
Yeah, and of course this led them to immediately travel from Wuhan to Anhui.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what that journey must have been like.
Just filled with anxiety,
Yeah, and dread.
not knowing what they would find.
Yeah.
Just
no.
awful.
Okay, so they got there.
They got there.
What happened next?
Well, Miss Wang also raised some serious concerns about Xiaomi's response.
Okay, so she wasn't happy with how Xiaomi handled things.
Not at all.
What did she say?
Well, according to her post, Xiaomi hasn't reached out to the family
Oh, wow.
to offer any condolences.
Like, at all?
Not at all.
Wow, that's really surprising.
It is, you would expect at least a phone call.
Yeah, like some kind of human connection.
Right.
Some kind of empathy.
Yeah, just some acknowledgement of the tragedy
Right.
and the loss that they've suffered.
Yeah, that's just basic human decency.
Exactly.
Okay, so no condolences.
No condolences.
What else was she upset about?
She was also really upset about the fact that Xiaomi took the car.
They took the car.
Yeah, they took the car.
Without asking the family.
Without asking the family. Without even notifying them.
That's kind of messed up.
It is.
Like, they didn't even ask permission.
No, they just took it.
Wow.
And they transported it to Beijing for analysis.
Okay, so they're doing their own investigation.
They're doing their own investigation.
But they didn't involve the family at all.
No, not at all.
That's pretty strange.
Yeah. It is. It's very unusual.
Okay, so no condolences.
No condolences.
And they took the car without permission.
Yeah.
What else did Miss Wang say?
Well, she also had some very specific questions about the vehicle itself.
Okay, like about what happened during the crash.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did she want to know?
She wanted to know why the car caught fire.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, why was the fire so intense?
Yeah, why did it burn so badly?
Yeah.
Like, were there any design flaws that contributed to that?
Right, exactly. And she was also really worried about whether the doors were locked.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember hearing about that.
During the fire.
Like, were the students trapped inside?
Yeah, potentially trapped inside the burning car.
Oh, that's horrifying.
It's a horrifying thought.
Yeah.
And she said she had seen reports that the doors might have been locked.
Oh, wow. So it's not just a rumor.
It's not just a rumor. There are reports out there.
Wow.
And these are really serious concerns.
Yeah, for you.
They need to be investigated thoroughly.
Absolutely.
And Xiaomi needs to provide clear answers.
Yeah, they owe it to the families.
And to the public.
And to the public, yeah.
Okay, so we've heard from Xiaomi. We've heard from Miss Wang.
The mother of one of the victims.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Now let's talk about the public reaction.
Yeah, what's the general consensus?
Well, it's kind of a mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
Okay.
Like on Weibo.
Which is like the Chinese Twitter, right?
Yeah, it's like the Chinese Twitter.
Gotcha.
There have been a lot of different opinions.
Okay, so people are talking about it.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely talking about it.
Yeah, it's a huge story.
Huge story.
Okay.
And especially under posts from Lei Jun.
Who's Lei Jun?
He's the CEO of Xiaomi.
Oh, okay, so the big boss.
Yeah.
All right.
There's been a lot of supportive commentary.
Supportive of Xiaomi.
Yeah, like praising him for acknowledging the incident.
Okay, so they appreciate his response.
Yeah, they think he's handling it responsibly.
Okay, interesting.
Which I guess makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, people want to see leadership
Yeah.
in a crisis.
For sure. They want someone to step up and take charge.
Right.
And be accountable.
Okay, but not everyone is happy with Xiaomi, right?
Right. Not everyone is happy.
What are the other opinions?
Well, there have been some concerning comments.
Concerning?
Yeah.
Like what kind of comments?
Like some people are saying that it's not Xiaomi's fault.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, they're saying that it's the driver's fault.
Okay, so they're blaming the driver.
Yeah, and they're using analogies like...
Allergies.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a knife maker isn't responsible if someone uses a knife to hurt someone else.
Okay, I see their point,
Right.
but it's a bit of a simplification.
Yeah, it's definitely oversimplifying things.
Yeah, because this is a complex situation
Very complex.
with a lot of factors at play.
Exactly.
Okay. And are there any other concerning comments?
Yeah, sadly there are.
Sure.
There have been some really disturbing comments directed at Mrs. Wang
Oh, God.
and the families of the other victims.
Really? People are attacking the families?
Yeah.
That's just awful.
It's awful.
What are they saying?
Some people are questioning her decision to contact Xiaomi
Oh, wow.
before reaching out to the police or their insurance provider.
Like, why would they even question that?
I don't know. It's just like,
It's so insensitive.
it's so insensitive. Like,
Yeah.
she's grieving.
She just lost her daughter.
She just lost her daughter.
And they're worried about who she called first.
I know. It's just unbelievable.
It's just awful.
And it gets even worse.
Oh, no.
Some people are actually suggesting that the family bears some responsibility.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're saying that unless they can prove a manufacturing defect in the car,
Oh,
that somehow it's their fault.
that's messed up.
It's just messed up.
Yeah, like they're already going through so much pain
I know.
And then people are piling on like this.
It's just awful.
It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some people supporting Xiaomi,
Mm-hmm.
some people blaming the driver,
Right.
and some people attacking the families.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it's a real mess.
Yeah. It's a very divided response.
Okay, well, this is where I think it's helpful to look at what some commentators are saying.
Yeah, like people who are sort of analyzing the situation
Yeah.
from a more objective perspective.
Right.
So there's this one commentator.
Okay.
He goes by the name Six God Lele.
Six God Lele.
Okay. And he's got a really interesting take on this.
Okay, so what's his perspective?
Well, he points out that a lot of the online discussion seems to be focused on Legion's public relations efforts.
Okay, so on Xiaomi's image.
Yeah, on Xiaomi's image.
And their reputation.
Right. And he even refers to the situation as Xiaomi's big ordeal.
Oh, wow. So he's saying that people are more concerned about Xiaomi
Than about the victims.
than about the victims.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
It is. It's like they're forgetting that 3 young people lost their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
And their families are devastated.
It's like people are more worried about the company's bottom line.
Yeah. And their stock price.
Than about actual human lives.
It's really disturbing.
It is.
And Six God Lele, he goes on to compare this to the public reaction
Okay.
to the first major fatal crash involving Tesla's Autopilot system
Oh, yeah, I remember.
in China back in 2016.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
And people were pretty critical of Tesla back then.
They were really critical. Like, they were
Wow.
blaming Tesla's technology.
Right. They were saying that Autopilot was dangerous.
Yeah.
And that Tesla shouldn't have released it.
Yeah, they were really questioning the safety of the system.
Okay, so why is the reaction different this time?
That's a really good question.
Like, why are people more supportive of Xiaomi?
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but maybe it has something to do with the fact that Xiaomi is a Chinese company.
Oh, okay, so maybe there's some national pride involved.
Yeah, maybe people are more willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Interesting.
Or maybe it's just that people are more familiar with assisted driving technology now.
Yeah, it's not as new and scary as it was back then.
Right.
So maybe people are more accepting of the risks. Okay, so a lot of different opinions out there.
Yeah, a lot of different perspectives.
All right.
It's important to keep in mind
Yeah.
that this whole incident really highlights the complexities of assisted driving technology.
Absolutely. It's not a simple issue.
Not at all.
There's a lot of nuance here.
Yeah, and I think it's crucial for everyone to understand exactly what Xiaomi's NOA system is.
Yeah, like what it can do.
And what it can't do.
Exactly.
So it's classified as an L2 system.
L2.
Yeah, which means level 2.
Okay, level 2.
And basically what that means
Yeah, what does that mean in practice?
is that it can assist with certain driving tasks,
Okay, like what kind of tasks?
like steering,
Right.
maintaining speed, things
Yeah.
like that.
So it can help you drive,
It can help you drive.
but it's not driving for you.
Exactly.
It's not autonomous driving.
It's not fully autonomous.
Right, it's just assistance.
It's just assistance.
Okay, so the driver still needs to be paying attention
The driver absolutely needs to be paying attention
and be ready to take over at any moment.
at any moment, yeah.
Okay, that's important to remember,
It's so important.
especially because the name NOA,
Yeah.
navigate on autopilot.
It kind of sounds like,
It sounds like the car is driving itself.
yeah, it's a bit misleading.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that's one of the big problems with this whole assisted driving technology.
Yeah, like the marketing of
Our marketing. Yeah.
can be a bit deceptive.
It can be very deceptive.
Yeah, because people see these names like autopilot
Right.
and they think, oh, the car can drive itself,
Yeah.
but it can't.
It can't.
And that can be really dangerous.
Yeah, because it can lead to drivers becoming complacent.
Yeah, and over-reliant on the technology.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's a big difference between L2 systems like NOA
Mm-hmm.
and L5 autonomous driving.
Right, which is like true self-driving.
Yeah, like the car is completely in control.
Yeah.
No human input needed.
And we're not there yet.
No.
Not even close.
We're still a long way off. And this incident really shows,
the potential dangers of misunderstanding.
yeah, and over-reliance on these L2 systems.
Right.
Okay.
And actually, Tesla has faced similar criticism.
Tesla has.
Yeah. They've been criticized.
For their autopilot system.
Yeah, for their marketing of Autopilot.
Right, because they were using that name autopilot,
Yeah.
which people were taking to mean that the car could drive itself.
Right.
Okay.
And they actually had to change their terminology in Chinese.
They did?
Yeah, to make it clearer
Oh, wow.
that the driver is still responsible.
So they had to, like, tone down the marketing?
I had to tone it down. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
And it raises a really important question.
Yeah. What is it?
What responsibility do car companies have
Yeah.
to ensure that their marketing doesn't mislead drivers
Yeah, that's a big one.
about the capabilities of these systems.
Right, because they want to sell cars.
Yeah, they want to showcase the technology,
Yeah.
but they also need to be honest
And
and
transparent.
transparent about the limitations, because otherwise people could get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've looked at Xiaomi's account, Ms. Wang's perspective,
The family's side of the story,
public
the
reaction,
different opinions out there.
and the complexities of assisted driving technology.
Yeah,
But there are still a lot of unanswered questions.
there are. Yeah.
And the investigation is ongoing.
Right. They're still trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll provide some answers.
Yeah. I'll put
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
there are some key things that we need to think about.
Okay, like what?
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
we need a much more detailed understanding of what happened in those final seconds.
Yeah, like what was going on in the car
Right.
before the crash.
How did the NOA system respond to the roadworks?
Yeah.
How did the driver react?
Mhm.
We need to know exactly what happened
And why?
and why.
Okay.
We also need to know what caused the fire.
Yeah.
Was there a problem with the car's battery? Was it something else?
Was it the impact?
Was it the impact? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need to know if the doors were locked.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And if so, why?
Yeah, why were they locked?
Were they locked because of the crash?
Right.
Or was there some kind of malfunction?
Okay.
These are all critical questions.
Yeah,
And hopefully the investigation will provide some answers.
hopefully.
And Lei Jun himself,
The CEO of Xiaomi.
yeah, he's said that the investigation is ongoing
Okay.
and that many of these questions can't be answered yet.
Yeah, it's still early.
It's still early.
Okay.
But he's promised to be transparent.
That's good.
Yeah, and to share the findings with the public.
Okay, so we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
All right.
But this whole incident really raises some bigger issues.
Yeah, like about the future of assisted driving.
Exactly. Like, are we moving too
Are
fast?
we rushing this technology?
Yeah, are we rushing it?
Without fully understanding the risks?
Right.
Okay.
Because these systems are becoming more and more common.
Yeah, they're everywhere now.
They're everywhere.
Right.
And they have the potential to make driving safer,
Yeah.
but they also have the potential to make it more dangerous
If they're not used properly
if they're not used properly.
or if they malfunction.
Right.
Okay.
So we need to be very careful.
We do.
And we need to make sure
Yeah.
we're putting safety first.
Always.
Always.
Okay.
And we need to remember
Yeah.
that technology is a tool.
It's not a solution.
It's not a solution.
Okay.
It's a tool that can be used for good
Yeah.
or for bad.
Right.
And it's up to us
Yeah.
to decide how we use it,
To use it responsibly.
to use it responsibly,
Right.
and to make sure that it doesn't end up causing more harm than good.
Yeah, that's the key.
That's the key.
Okay.
So we've talked a lot about the Xiaomi crash.
Yeah.
But it's worth mentioning that this isn't the first time that an assisted driving system has been involved in a fatal.
On March 23, 2018, Apple engineer Walter Wang was involved in a fatal crash while driving his Tesla Model X in Mountain View, California. The vehicle struck a concrete divider at the intersection of U.S. Highway 101 and State Route 85 and caught fire. The front of the vehicle was completely destroyed, and the lithium-ion battery ignited, causing a fire. Huang was extracted from the vehicle and taken to a hospital, where he later died from his injuries.
From XAI Grok 3，根据现有数据，最近一次特斯拉致命事故发生在2025年3月24日，地点是美国科罗拉多州奥罗拉。据警方报告，一名26岁的男子驾驶特斯拉时速达97英里每小时，闯红灯后撞上了包括一辆警车在内的3辆其他车辆。事故发生在巴克利太空军基地附近，碰撞后特斯拉起火，驾驶员被部分抛出车外，当场死亡。另一辆车上的2名成人和4名儿童因轻伤被送往医院。由于特斯拉电池起火产生的危险废水问题，消防部门让火自然烧尽。这一信息基于我知识更新中可用的最新详细报告，与当前日期2025年4月3日相符。然而，由于新闻更新的持续性，可能存在尚未在我可访问来源中完全记录的更近期事件。要获取绝对最新的信息，我建议查看实时